Well, hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Blue Gamer Bluecast Morning Show. I'm your host, Adam Blue, 30 plus year video game enthusiast and industry analyst. And today, for March 18th, 2026, I'll run through the latest gaming news, what I've been playing, etc., etc. Well, yeah, even with, yeah, what is it? It's Wednesday. Yes, we're in the middle of the week. It's been a steadily busy week, but I still had time to do some gaming. I'll bring that up. Hey, morning, Ultronus. Good to see you. um, Yeah, so really just playing that Starship Troopers Ultimate Bug War. Just played a little bit more yesterday on the Switch. You know what? I would say you're probably better off getting it on PC. I could tell there's just some things you can tell, like especially on a Switch too, the way a game looks. That it's like, that doesn't look as good as like it would on PC. I just didn't think the Starship Troopers game would be like that because these are like PlayStation 2 era graphics. So, um, but it might have to do with because of the limitation in the graphics, they expanded then on like the map geometry. So the maps are huge and dense, and there's actually tons of other character models. Tons. Not only the troops that are with you, there could be 20 of your own troops with you, but even like the 40 bugs on screen. So I think then that is, and I didn't account for that. The Switch 2 would run a game like Starship Troopers Ultimate Bug War good if it wasn't for the fact that it itself, with its graphics, was pushing limitations. Yeah, it's a very interesting thing because Bolt Gun, I haven't tried Bolt Gun on Switch, but yeah, okay, so that's another thing. There's a Switch boost mode we'll get into. Hey, Steven of Midnight Hatter, we've got a show tonight on Midnight Hatter Live, so yeah, make sure you are tuning in for that. Okay, I think that's it with that. What are some other things with the Starship Troopers game I could talk about? That it crashed a few times. There was a patch that came out yesterday. Um, that's about it. I think I'm okay. Here's something. And I just did this last night for the first time. So as you're beating levels as the Federation, you unlock bug levels where you could be one of the bugs, and you're this certain type of bug that just morphs into. It could be just a regular, attack. When it morphs to fly, so you fly to nests, and when you land on a nest, it activates a group of bugs to then come out and fight. Uh, it's it's actually pretty cool, and I really forgot to consider this because I think this kind of propels this game to be worth it. So let me say that even though I say it's probably better to get this on PC, even if you have to get it on Switch too, it's still a great time. Yeah. So I've played a little bit on this channel on Gundam Explained. So if you guys want to check that out, yeah, because they did Bolt Gun and some other games here. Words of Vengeance. It was a typing game. Chainsaw Warrior. Interesting. These guys have a huge library of games. Okay. So that's it for what I've been playing. Just some other like random tidbits. Like I bought a new bookshelf to put in the living room. Our living room doesn't have the most space, but it's also kind of barren. So it's like I found this nice little bookshelf. It's not too big, but I started like putting like some game controllers there just to kind of fill it out and make it seem more like a cool, chill gaming space. Um, and what was the purpose of that? Yeah, I'm just trying to find out a way between my office and the living room where I play games, like how I can have my stuff out but not make it look cluttered. You know, I don't know. I would rather have, I don't have, well, I kind of have my own room as an office, but I'd rather have like a whole space that would just be for gaming but that's asking for a lot. Maybe one day in the future. Okay, let's jump into some news. First of all, what is this? Leaps Bounds, a visual guide to 9 console generations. Yeah, I saw that. I thought that looked cool. Let's see. Let's check this out. Sure, I'll accept. Very cool. $45. Wow. And it kind of this is the type of book that I'm still waiting for that EGM compendium that I paid for. Has it been 2 years? I forget how long. That was supposed to come out last summer. The EGM. It's all the collection of every EGM magazine in a book. Anyway, this is cool. I definitely do like this, just because it's showing, all these different consoles and details about them. I am going to drop this in my favorites, and I will ponder the benefits of buying that or not. I think that's great. I have a few coffee table books. I've got recently the Xenoblade Chronicles X art book, but also the Phil Tippett special effects book of like all the movies he's worked on, like The Thing, Empire Strikes Back, Jurassic Park, all that. I think I have another. I don't know. And sometimes it's worth busting out. So I had this Phil Tippett. I got to say this. I had this Phil Tippett, coffee table book about his visual effects, and just one night we're watching a movie that was made by him called Mad Dog. I forget what it was called. And I'm like, oh, I might as well take out the coffee table book. It was actually, I had put it down because we put food on the table. And it was just kind of cool how like the book came in as it should. So I have experience of a coffee table book actually working. Oh, and I've got my dad, like, I think it's like a Universal Monsters coffee table book. And I went to go visit him. And so I was able to read it when I was there. But anyway. Okay. So this is something I'm very interested in. I haven't dived into it too much, but a PlayStation Portal update is adding a 1080p high quality mode. So they're showing the screenshot here, and it seems that you can select 1080p high quality, prioritizes higher video quality, and uses more data. So let's see. It's a firmware update, and I have my Portal behind me. I should get it to update. It introduces a new quality option for both the remote play and cloud streaming. So the remote play is just to, play off your console locally. The cloud streaming is as it sounds, in the cloud. I feel like for me, remote play has been generally good. I would say there are moments where then it just doesn't work, but I would say mostly it works. All right, and you can switch between this mode. You can switch to this mode by going to quick menu, max resolution. You'll need to restart your game session. I think that's totally worth it. Unfortunately I don't use my PlayStation Portal as much as I use everything else. I like PlayStation. I guess it really depends. Like when I was playing Godzilla on PS4 and I got the Portal, I was playing it all the time. It depends on the game. That's why part of me does like how Sony's going back to the exclusives. It gives me a reason to use that more. Okay, well, good to know. I am going to have to test this out later. But speaking of handheld performance increases, Nintendo Switch 2 update adds handheld boost mode, or handheld mode boost for Switch 1 titles. So this is interesting, right? The Switch 2 came out last June, I think it was. And there were a number of games that just ran bad on the Switch 2 that were Switch 1 titles. And it was just like, really? Is this how it is? Some of them upscaled already, which was interesting. And then some of them would have the paid upgrades. So I think it's weird this kind of third way just came up about with an update that came out yesterday. And this happened while I was on Gundam Explain, and I had that game up. I had the update on the Switch. I was like, what? There's an update? Notice that was the game. And then the controller update. But anyway, what it does is you can go into the settings and turn it on that when you play a Switch 1 title, it does game boosting for it. And I find that very interesting because, hey, Jabe Killick's good to see you. So you have, not only do some games just automatically upgrade because they're on the Switch 2, some get upgrades by paying, like Xenoblade Chronicles X, the Zelda titles, mainly the main Nintendo titles too. Yeah, Splintered Fate did it. And then the third way is now that they've added a manual boost that you could turn on. So I don't know how much it was, I hate to think this way, but they're like, okay, in a year we'll release a boost mode. Until then, if you guys want to charge for a boost update, I, you know, here's my thought. I think they didn't consider the upgrades people were expecting by playing a Switch 1 game on the Switch 2. Besides a basic baked in feature that worked for some games, while some publishers are probably deciding, hey, we'd rather charge for an upgrade. And then I really do think Nintendo um, decided, hey, we just need to have something to boost the other games. Because it was right after, this happens right after 2 games that I was waiting to get an upgrade. Not necessarily Xenoblade Chronicles X, it was 2, but I think you could say X kind of replaces that. But also the Ninja Turtles Splintered Fate, because the game looked really bad. And I remember I would tweet at the devs and be like, hey, is there going to be an update for this? So and then sure enough, a $5 update came out. Yeah, so I guess it's good that there's these options that allow, you know, game preservation, but also getting upgrades, I guess. So anyway, just kind of reading this for myself. I don't know. I'll have to, think when I'm playing a Switch 1 game, do I need to turn on boost or not? It's very interesting. Someone even did a comparison how some parts of Xenoblade Chronicles X looks better, the Switch 1 version on the Switch 2 with boost mode, instead of just playing the Switch 2 version with the upgrade. Yeah, the upgraded Switch 2 version. So yeah, it's interesting stuff out there. All right, and then this is just kind of a thing I was interested in covering, how IOI Partners no longer wants anything to do with Mind's Eye. So Mind's Eye really crashed and failed. It's very interesting how much it looked like it was going to be something. I still wanted to play it, and I haven't yet. But I guess this is just another example of, and you know what? A lot of times I feel like it's very easy to understand where a game's going to go by how much we're being told about it, how excited the developers are. It was really hard to get a sense of what Mind's Eye was before it came out. And, I think they had embargoes until it came out. High Guard didn't have any information about it until it came out, whereas Marathon, tons of information about Marathon leading up to its release. And as far as I know, Marathon's doing good. Concord got shut down immediately. Marathon, they're not even talking about that. Marathon's a paid game. It's a little different there. But yeah, it's interesting to see, that I guess the through line here is when we're not given a lot of information about a game, most likely it's not going to work. And another good recent example is Crimson Desert. That's dropping tomorrow. I can't wait. That one has always had a lot of information about it. And even people that have hands-on with it are enjoying it and liking it and say that John Linneman has so many, Digital Foundry, so many positive things to say about it. And he's someone I can trust because even if I don't agree with him, he articulates in a way for me to understand if that's something I would like or not. So, again, I feel like as we move forward in getting an understanding of what games might be successful or not, it's the amount of information that the gaming public is given to make it feel like they understand what the game is going to be. And even without playing Marathon, from what I've read about it and what people are saying now, it seemed like it worked. So that's cool. Okay, the Rampocalypse forces Retroid to temporarily discontinue one handheld and hike the price of another. Let's see, what is this about? Okay. We wanted to share a quick update with the community. Due to ongoing fluctuations in memory pricing, the RPG2 will be temporarily discontinued. Truly hope. So let's look at that. The RPG2. What's that? It's still available. Oh, okay. The Retroid Pocket 5 is the one that's still going to be available. Now, I'm not buying any more handheld consoles. I think 2 years ago, when I bought a few, I made my own with a tablet and with a phone. Like, I've totally handheld myself out. But I will say, like, I almost feel like there's an oversaturation of these, where it almost diminishes just what a handheld is. It's like I don't know what I'm getting at with that, but it's just I'd always feel like, man, there's a lot of handhelds. They're constantly announcing new ones and new ones, and I have these quite old ones that run perfectly fine. One that's Android, one that uses Linux, and I have the emulators on there, and it's working. But like, so when they're talking about RAM shortages, at the same time, it's like, well, do we need to be making all of these all the time? Because there's stock of the older models that still exist. Like you can go and buy tons of these. Um, but I guess now the new ones are going to be going higher in price. Um, but anyway, these things are cool. But it's just interesting. I wonder how that's going to change. Like I feel like there was the economy that was shifting to where China had all this foundational knowledge of designing and manufacturing this technology, but the parts to do so have gotten so much cheaper over time where it's like China can make these incredible high quality handhelds and tons of them. Um, yeah, it's really interesting. I don't know where I'm getting with all that, but it's just interesting stuff. Okay. Okay, yeah, this is interesting. The PS3 gets a surprise system update. I guess they're just even, further trying to crack down on pirating, but it's interesting. It's interesting why they would still worry about the PS3 because it's not like you can. I mean, yeah, I guess you could still download games from the PS3 store, right? I don't know. Any of you still have a PS3? I do, and it's actually hooked up in the living room. Um, I don't use it too often. It's usually for a Japanese game. Yeah, and yeah, the PS5 isn't backwards compatible with 3 discs, so those certain exclusives that don't have a store version, there's nothing you do. Yeah. Okay. Let's go to. I think that's it. I think I was looking at seeing if there's some interesting. Oh, you're saying the audio is dropping? Interesting. All right, I'll have to keep an eye on that, unless it had to do with maybe a website I was on. But thank you. I'll try to. I still play record my PS3. The store is still fully open. You just can only use it with points already saved to your account. I see. I see. That makes. Oh, so like I guess you could like maybe buy a card on a website and maybe put it in your PSN account there. That and then get it that way. I think I did that. I even made a whole video about that. Actually, totally forgot. Yeah, when I got Gundam Breaker 3. If was it Gundam Breaker 3? Yeah. Okay, yeah, I was looking to see if there's anything interesting in the gaming leaks and rumors, but there really isn't. So I want to show you guys Greedfall real quick. Where did I put um forgot to hook everything up. Give me a second. Okay. Let me get to this. Anyway, so I talked, I think on Monday that did I have Greedfall? Was it cheap? I forgot. But I was actually impressed with it. I want to show the combat. A game by spiders. Okay, here we go. Yeah, am I out in the wilderness yet? I don't think so. I can't wait for that type of exploration. I'm still, as far as I know, like in the town. But yeah, here we go. All right, so yeah, take everything. Where am I? Oh yeah, I was doing some quest? Did I just do it? Hey. Wait, what? No.
Green blood.
That
You
was
need
close.
something.
What?
I wondered if you ever felt lonely.
I always do. Why? Do you want to rectify this?
What?
I hope to have kept you good company for all these years. After all, we were always together.
And I valued your friendship. But I thought you were referring to another kind of company. And to be honest, you and Constantine aren't exactly...
That's weird. That was
Anything else?
huge.
I must leave you.
That escalated quickly, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Okay. Destroy level 1 science and alchemic preparation of
It's not
elemental
possible
damage.
just now.
Okay. One thing I don't like about RPGs is when you have to be like a certain level to do something mechanical. Okay. Alright. Okay, that's duck. Is there a run? And I forgot what it was. It would be cool if we got into a little... I have to... Wait, I have to go out there? Here we go. Oh my gosh, I have to walk around that. There's not a door there. Oh, and there's little side quests along the way, so maybe... Oh. Okay, let me see. Where was I going? I gotta go that way. Okay, is there a run button? No, there's a pause. Where does this go? Guys, oh. Lock picking. Oh, I have a key. Oh, I do not have a key. Oh, wow, it says use key. How fun is this? Okay. Alright, I feel like this is where I started. And then, yeah, I couldn't do that.
Just now.
And then I went through that door. What the... I guess I didn't grab this stuff. Wait. I just got a key. Okay. Now it's telling me to go out here, but from here... Let's see. This is a very boring look at this game. Hold on. No, okay, I want to go this way. There's got to be a run. Oh, there we go. You hold down A. Okay. All right, there we go. We're getting somewhere now. So yeah, it's got a somewhat lively city. I just would rather go outside the city. There we go. All right, Pirate Man.
Sir? Constantine d'Orsay.
Enchanted.
Are you
No,
ready?
I don't care.
Permission to board the ship.
Sir, you haven't?
Wait. You
You're
know
quite
what?
Right. I do have a thing or two to put in order.
Then be
I would love to go. But should I do side quests first? No. Let's just do it. Who knows
Permission
if
to
I'm
board
ever
the
really
ship.
going to play this
Certainly.
game.
You have any?
No, my house is in.
Perfect.
I am so eager to discover Tear Freddy. My isle, my new city.
Oh, see, look.
You need to arm yourself
It
with
showed that I
patience. The
did.
voyage will be long.
Look.
I've been
Look at
told
that.
the trip lasts months.
And they say the
I
place
didn't
is
do
full of
all
gigantic
of
creatures.
those side quests. I almost feel like,
That's right.
oh my
I heard
God.
a rumor the Nauts even brought one back in one of their ships.
I doubt that.
Okay, where am I
The
supposed to
Nords
go?
are strange, but they're not idiots.
I I almost feel like, should I even really be playing? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, what the f is this down here? Oops, didn't mean to pull out my weapon.
The beast is awoken! Those conniving pistis.
How do you feel about those glowing objects to get your attention? Is it too handle? Yeah, and I think it might be due to the age of the game too. Like, yeah, sometimes that stuff is too much.
Come now, let's lend them a hand.
What? Wasn't expecting that.
Watch out! Take a step back, son!
Cut! Captain! Keep my cousin safe!
Found a penny. Okay, what's this? Knocked down. I don't think I'm doing anything. Let's see. Nope. Okay, so you can't block. I'm not doing damage. Okay. I mean, it's able to. Okay, something's doing damage somewhere. Okay, at least something's happening now. Oh. Oh, and then so I guess I just have to... Okay. I'm now a little more interested. I almost want to start over again. Perfect. I think I want to do the other quests before. Now that I know what's going on here, I had no idea the game was like this. Let's, so yeah, now, there's all these little quests, investigate, yeah, do all this stuff in this open area. I think I'm gonna do that. But that was cool. Okay, so that was an interesting look at Greedfall. You saw the combat was pretty interesting because at first it didn't seem like I was necessarily damaging a monster. So it was pretty cool, one, in this game to see a monster. I wasn't expecting that. Let me, get out of this. But then, you know, then I was seeing those other quests that I could do, those side missions, and it was like, they're all failed. And I was like, oh, I kind of want to do those now that I know. Because the combat's very interesting, right? You saw where I was like blocking and dashing. It's kind of Souls-like that it looks like it takes a lot of health away, but I think it's pretty neat. Let's see, I've seen things without paying attention. Granted, it is. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's interesting. It's some of it is made, you know, the stuff Steven brought up of the way the yellow paint, the glowing objects. Sometimes that's to help the player, but how much does that take away from the experience? That just needs to be options, I think. in games, and some games do that. Jim Cox, I thought you were fighting it with a coin for a moment. Yeah, I know that was kind of weird. I don't know why my character picked up the coin. I was on the ground. But yeah, I just have a little dagger. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna head out. That was a lot of fun. I'll be back on Steven's show actually. Midnight Hatter Live tonight. And then get him explained tomorrow. So yeah, until then, I'll have a good one.